Have you ever found something old, something forgotten, and felt a strange pull towards it, a connection you just can't explain? That's exactly what happened to Amelia one rainy Tuesday afternoon. She was browsing a dusty little antique shop, the kind of place filled with more memories than merchandise, when she saw it. Tucked away behind a stack of yellowed novels was a clock. It wasn't grand or gilded. It was made of dark, aged wood, with a tarnished brass face and Roman numerals that seemed to stare back at her. But what truly captivated her was the single, slender hand that wasn't moving like a normal clock. Instead, it was ticking backward, counting down from a seemingly random number. Amelia, a graphic designer with a love for all things vintage, couldn't resist. The shopkeeper, a stooped man with eyes that had seen a century, just shrugged when she asked about it. Been here forever, he rasped. Never works right. He sold it to her for a pittance, practically happy to be rid of it. Back in her cozy apartment, Amelia placed the clock on her mantelpiece. It was a beautiful, enigmatic piece. The digital displays of her modern life, her phone, her laptop, her microwave all blinked in stark contrast to this relic of a bygone era. She watched, fascinated, as the hand ticked down. 3 minutes, 17 seconds, ... 16, ... 15. She got caught up in a work email, the soft ticking of the clock fading into the background hum of her apartment. Then, silence. She looked up. The clock's hand was still, pointing straight up at the 12. The countdown had finished, but nothing happened. Amelia chuckled to herself. Just a broken old clock, she thought. She went to grab a favorite mug for a cup of tea, the one with the hand-painted bluebird she'd bought on a trip to the coast. But it wasn't there. She searched the cupboard, the drying rack, even the dishwasher. It was gone, not misplaced. Vanished. A flicker of unease went through her, but she brushed it off. She was just being forgetful. The next day, the clock started again. This time, the countdown was longer, over an hour. Amelia decided to test a theory. She took a cheap, chipped saucer from her cabinet and placed it right in front of the clock. She kept a close eye on it, feeling a bit silly, like a child playing a make-believe game. She worked on a new logo design, her eyes darting between her screen and the mantelpiece. The final seconds ticked away with an almost deliberate slowness. 3 ... 2 ... The clock stopped, and the saucer was gone. Not shattered, not moved. Simply erased from existence. A cold dread washed over Amelia. This wasn't a coincidence. The clock wasn't just broken. It was doing something impossible. It was deleting things. Panic began to set in. What was this thing she had brought into her home? She tried to get rid of it. She wrapped it in a towel, drove it to a dumpster across town, and tossed it in, feeling a wave of relief. But when she returned to her apartment, heart still pounding, there it was, sitting on her mantelpiece, as if it had never left. The hand was already moving, counting down from 22 minutes. Amelia's blood ran cold. The clock didn't want to leave. Her mind raced. What was its logic? First a mug, then a saucer. Small, insignificant things. Was it random, or was it learning? She felt like a mouse in a maze, with this silent, wooden box as the maze master. For the next week, Amelia lived in a state of constant anxiety. The clock's countdowns were unpredictable, sometimes hours, sometimes mere minutes, and with each zero, something would vanish. A wilting houseplant, an old magazine, a single sock from the laundry basket. They were all things she wouldn't immediately miss, things on the periphery of her life. It was as if the clock was testing its boundaries, methodically pruning the clutter from her world. She tried everything to stop it. Unplugging it, it had no cord. Removing the back, it was a solid block of wood. Even trying to smash it, the hammer bounced off without a scratch. The clock was indestructible, and it was always watching. One evening, Amelia was on a video call with her younger sister, Chloe. They were laughing about a shared childhood memory when, mid-sentence, Amelia glanced at the mantelpiece. The countdown was at 10 seconds. Her heart leaped into her throat. 9... 8... ... She frantically looked around the room, trying to guess what would be next. 7:6. Her eyes landed on a framed photos on her desk. It was of her and Chloe at the beach, grinning, arms slung around each other. 5:4. A desperate idea sparked in her mind. 3. She grabbed the photo frame. 2. She held it tightly in her hands, focusing all her energy on it, pouring her love for her sister, her memory of that day, into the object. 1. She squeezed her eyes shut. 0. She opened her eyes. Her breath hitched. The photo was still in her hands. She let out a shaky sigh of relief. But then, she looked at her bookshelf. An empty space gaped where her favorite novel, To Kill a Mockingbird, had been. It was gone. A wave of understanding crashed over her. The clock took what was forgotten. In that moment of panic, she had been so focused on the photograph, on her love for her sister, that she hadn't given a single thought to the book resting on the shelf. The clock hadn't taken the object of her focus. It had taken the object of her neglect. It wasn't just taking things. It was taking the things she wasn't paying attention to. This discovery changed everything. The fear didn't disappear, but it was now mixed with a strange sense of control. Amelia began to play a game with the clock, a high-stakes game of attention. When the countdown started, she would consciously focus on the things she cherished. She would run her hands over the quilt her grandmother made. She would water her plants and name them. She would read passages from her favorite books aloud. She started calling her friends and family more, not just texting. She told them how much they meant to her. She began to live more deliberately, more mindfully. She was actively appreciating her life, fighting back against the clock's entropy with the sheer force of her attention. The disappearances became more and more trivial. A dust bunny from under the sofa. A pen that had run out of ink. A junk mail flyer. The clock was still there, still counting down, but its power over her was weakening. By filling her life with intention and appreciation, she was leaving the clock with nothing to take but the truly meaningless. One morning, she woke up and the apartment felt different. It was quiet. The soft ticking was gone. She looked at the mantelpiece, and the clock was there, but its hand was still pointing at the 12. It didn't start again that day, or the next. It had fallen silent. Amelia realized a clock hadn't been a curse, but to be a terrifying gift. It had forced her to see the world differently, to cherish the people and things in her life before they were gone. It taught her that the things we take for granted are the first to disappear, not just from our homes, but from our hearts. She left the clock on the mantelpiece, a silent reminder of the lesson she had learned. A reminder to live a life so full of love and attention that there is nothing left for the shadows to take. So, take a look around you right now. What do you truly see? What do you cherish? Don't wait for a strange, magical clock to teach you their value. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.